ideally, hopefully, people don't overreact with this unknown technology, and prematurely regulate. No premature regulations.
Well, I mean, regulate.
That was a joke.
I think when it comes to public safety, I think there's an argument for being, quite cautious and making sure that things are okay before there's a change. I mean, I don't think it's the case that right now there's a fully autonomous system and regulators are not approving it, that could really be a substitute for people, but there will be in a few years.
Now, as we get more computerized technology into these cars, and this car becomes really a software-defined car. I mean, a lot of your engineers are software engineers. I mean, that's one of the great things about Tesla. You guys, right here in Silicon Valley, you're rich with software engineers, and you've that computer sensibility about architecting a computer properly, designing the software properly, designing the software for many generations of cars so it refines and gets better and better. And it has been getting better. I mean, the software from the first time you sent me my Tesla to the now, it's just like, it's unrecognizable software.
Right, big improvements. I mean, that's why the first thing we try to do is establish the hardware platform, make sure that we have the sensors and compute power. And so we do that first, even though the software is only taking advantage of a small percentage of the sensors and compute power. And then we do continuous updates to make the car more and more capable. And we're going to.
And it's, one of the things that was really interesting is in the beginning when we first built the first Tesla together, the Tegra in it we thought was more than enough. And recently you said, can we just squeeze more performance out of that platform? And it just happened in literally 2 years. Several versions of your software updates, all of a sudden the computing platform is not powerful enough.
Right.
And it's because you want to add more features, and a lot of features these days are based on software.
True.
Yeah. And so one last question, and it has to do with, I guess, something that a lot of people are very concerned about, which is your car becomes a software platform, and software platforms get hacked. How do you think about that? How do you think about security, and what are some of the things that we could do to try to make the car more resilient to security attacks?
Yeah, I think that becomes really important when the cars are fully autonomous. I mean, the way the cars work right now, every system in the car, it's assumed could actually have a mechanical failure of some kind, or a logic failure, a fundamental logic failure. So you can always overwhelm the braking of the car with your foot, and you can overwhelm the steering wheel with your hands. So, but when there isn't a steering wheel, or there isn't, brake pedal or something like, many years from now, then it's really dangerous, because, but even as it is right now, what we spend most of our time on is making sure that it's very difficult to do a multi-car hack. Like if you have direct access to a car, just like if you've got direct access to a computer or even a conventional car, you can do a lot of things to it. But that's less of a concern than somebody being able to hack an arbitrary car or multiple cars. So that's what we focus our energy on, is making sure that in that way it's a lot like a cell phone or a laptop. You focus on making sure that they can't, or that it's very difficult for there to be any kind of system-wide hack. So we put a lot of effort into that, and we have third parties try to attack it. And then certain parts of the car at the very fundamental level, like the drive unit controller or the steering controller, have an additional level of security. So somebody may be able to, hack something that's cosmetic, but it's much harder to hack something that's actually physically dangerous. There's multiple levels of security.
Yeah, and so this way, if you were able to penetrate maybe the infotainment system, it doesn't allow you quickly as a result of that.
Right. I mean, it may display a funny message or something, but you would not be able to then control the steering or the motor.
Yeah. Well, the future of cars is so exciting, and the work that you guys are doing are so exciting, and it's great to see you guys pioneering these computerized cars. I mean, a lot of people think about Tesla as the electric car, but I think it's obviously more than that. It's an electric car, but it's a whole computer platform on top of that.
Yeah, I think Tesla's sort of the leader in electric cars, but I think we'll also sort of be the leader in autonomous cars, at least autonomous cars that people can buy. I mean, if there's anybody who's interested in working on autonomous cars, we'd love to have you work at Tesla, by the way. So we're going to put a lot of effort into automotive autonomous driving, because it's just going to be the default thing.
Yeah.
And it could save a lot of lives.
Yeah, to save a lot of lives, and hopefully one of these days, it would be nice if Nvidia's campus has no parking lot.
Yeah.
Right, that it drops us off and it meanders off to a place where the land's a little cheaper, and and parks a whole bunch of cars there, and when it's time to go home, we summon it to come.
It will be extremely transformative, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to AI, I'm not really worried about sort of narrow AI like autonomous cars, or like a smart air conditioning unit at the house or something. It's more like sort of the deep intelligence stuff that is where we need to be cautious. I actually think there's many potential flavors of AI, and it's odd that we're so close to the advent of AI. Like it seems strange that we would be alive in this time.
Well, come back every year. Come back every year, and you'll see the work that this group is going to do. I mean, there's so much deep learning work being done here. You have a lot of engineers here as well, and it's fantastic to see the whole community focused on advancing this field. And along the way, we're going to spin off a whole bunch of new capabilities, as you know, that's going to make cars just safer and more fun to drive, long before we have to get to essentially a self-driving car. Right. There's going to be a lot of versions along the way that's just going to bring joy to a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. I just hope there's something left for us humans to do.
Well, I'm not going to let go of my steering wheel. I've got mine on the craziness mode and
Insane
the sport
mode,
steering mode. Is that the way you have it? How do you get driven to work now?
No, I drive half the time, actually.
And which mode do you have it in?
I always have it in insane mode.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, Elon, thank you.
All right.
The engineer of engineers, Elon Musk.